What is going on, everyone? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far, and welcome back to yet another coach interview here on the GBA main channel. My name is Strompfel and I'll be your host today for this interview where we get to meet and greet a new coach for the upcoming season of the GBA. In the call with me today I have the GBA D-League veteran, the man who is on the hashtag pursuit for his beloved title. We all know it is because it's literally in the title, so I want to give a warm welcome and yeah, give it up for RandyHLD Productions and his Houston Team Rockets.
Hey, what's going on, GBA fans? I'm glad to be here, and yeah, looking forward to this interview with my buddy here.
Yeah, so just a quick question before we go into the actual main interview question. So how do you feel right now being in the GBA main D-League? Because now you've been fighting in the D-League for 2 seasons, and now you have the main spotlight on you. So how does that feel? It's exciting, terrifying. How do you feel?
Honestly, man, it's been a real, a whirlpool of emotions because I went from watching the GBA a few years ago to being accepted to the D-League, doing really well, and then with season 4 it didn't end as I would have hoped it would have ended. But being selected and being respected and people actually wanting me to be in this main league, it's just so I don't know, I'm very blessed. I'm not blessed, but I'm very honored. I don't go to church.
Yeah.
I'm not religious, but I'm just I'm honored. I just want people to respect what I do. I don't want people to talk bad about me, even though it's probably gonna happen anyway. But I'm just here to have a good time with some friends as we wrap up Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty valid reason why we want to have you in the GBA, because you seem like a nice guy, and now we get to learn a little bit more about you, because this question is going to be more about Randy as a Pokemon fan, a Pokemon player, how he sees the game and stuff like that. So I'm just going to fire away the first question. So Randy, when did you start to play Pokemon?
Oh man, this is going to kind of probably piss off a few people, but I actually started playing like in Gen 3. I think it was Pokemon Sapphire was my first game, and I'm 22 right now. So, like, most people would have started with, like, Red and Blue or, like, Gold and Silver, but I started pretty late. I remember getting Sapphire, and then I picked Trico. I nicknamed it Greenie, like a cringy little kid I was. I remember playing Leaf Green, and then from there it just took off. But I remember that was my first game, for sure.
Yeah, but, I mean, I can't hate on that, because I'm a Gen 3 kid as well.
Oh, really? Okay, we're good then. Yeah. We're good.
Yeah. So that's like no big deal for me, but maybe some other people will be pissed off, but I mean that's just people on the internet. But yeah, moving on from that, so you got into Pokemon, you kind of snowballed from there, pretty much everyone's story at this point, but everyone kind of differs on when they got into League. So what's your League experience? When do you get into that? Anything like specific you want to mention?
Oh man, so I started YouTube in December of 2015. But I didn't start doing like Draft League until it was probably midway of 2016, and I found some random people through. I can't remember if it was through Reddit or through Skype or actually no.
You started via Reddit.
Yeah, that's how or maybe it was Skype. I think it was Reddit. That's how I found Blue Rogue, was through Reddit. I'm pretty sure. He's somebody I actually did a non-upload league with, and it's crazy to know that he came far too. So he's cool.
Yeah.
But I think it was Skype. I can't remember. I did like a little Reddit league. Actually, no, I remember. I tweeted out that I had a good idea for a Draft League name, and some guy must have looked up like Draft League people to see if he can find someone on Twitter. He found me. I joined the league, and then after that, my first Wi-Fi league was the PGBL, and then I used those videos to apply for D-League. So I only had maybe like 2 or 3 seasons before I actually applied to Season 3 of D-League. Yeah. Oh, really?
Because I remember I was actually one of the guys who looked at your application for the GBA D-League. Yeah, I've been here for a long time now. So, in your league games, what is your preferred playstyle when you play Pokemon?
Oh, for offense, dude.
Hyper offense.
Like just straight up. For me, that's just heck yes, man. I'm not good with like playing with fat combine sweepers, like fat stuff that can just sit there and like stuff that you have to play smart. I'm just not good with that kind of stuff, dude. Celesteela was a prime example. I'm not good with that thing, dude. Like I can't I'm not good at making like good team builds for it, good EV spreads. I mean, I can get as many people as I want to help team build for me, but the person the player I am inside me just wants to like be impatient and just start throwing out offense and click buttons and just let the game play for me. So like stuff like that. I mean, it's not hard to play with those kind of, you know, fat stuff and win with mons like Megalodios or Celesteela or, you know, like a fat Clefable. It's not hard, I guess, per se, but I usually pick the wrong times to play with those kinds of things. So bulky offense seems kind of fun, like the stuff that Jolt uses and all that, but I just prefer like straight up hyper offense. I'm okay with sacking stuff just to bring in more pressure and keep chipping away and just trading mons. I'm completely fine playing like that. That's the way I want to play.
Yeah. Because hyper offense is really
fun. It is,
man,
for sure.
Like hyper offense is super fun.
No doubt.
When you kind of find your way to set up with one Pokemon, it doesn't go your way, but you know you have like 3 more, so you can just come in with the next thing that has the advantage against the Pokemon that took out the last one you used, and you can just keep snowballing, and usually that strategy actually is very effective. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've found like hyper offense to be very reliable. In draft play, that is, because if your opponent's not prepared for it, they're just gonna get overwhelmed.
Yep. For sure.
So yeah, so now we're moving into the new season of the GBA, which is some sort of Uber's mechanic. We're moving away from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. That did not happen. Don't talk about that anymore. We're moving into the big boys, which is the Ubers. So is there any kind of Pokemon, now we obviously know which ones you drafted, but let's say you didn't draft Yveltal or something. Is there any other Pokemon in the Ubers format that you would be really interested in either trying or see another player use or something like that? Any specific Pokemon?
Oh man, obviously Marshadow would have been the goal, you know, for someone like me that just wants to click a button and not worry about what could happen. You know, like, it's with having no resisted, nothing's resisted, that stab isn't resisted by anything, I'm pretty sure. It's combination. That's the whole saying or whatever.
No, nothing resisted. Yeah. It's like a better Megalopen.
Dude, like that would have been the ultimate goal. But besides that, maybe that or like Mega Lucario, what Tom got. Obviously I had the opportunity to get it, but some of my friends suggested I should get Yveltal, and they probably are right about that, but, you know, with Mega Lucario would have been fun too, because adaptability and its, you know, its stabs are pretty cool. It's got a lot of special and physical. It's got a great move pool, so that would have been fun to try, and it's pretty fast, so for someone like me, I feel like that would have been
really
easy.
Fast.
Yeah, for someone like me, that would have been really easy to just throw on every single team, no matter what the matchup was, and just click close combat and not have to worry about anything, so that would have been the main one I would have liked to have tried out, but stuff like Ho-Oh didn't really interest me. Stuff like those, I guess call them box art legendaries, I guess you want to call them those. Those don't really interest me. I wanted to draft
box art legendaries.
Well, you know, I say that, but I drafted Yveltal, but I guess I just contradicted myself. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, Mega Lucario or Marshadow would have been something interesting. I don't really play a lot of Ubers, you know, on draft, or Smogon, I should say. No. So, obviously, Marshadow or Lucario would have been something I would have hopefully looked into, but I feel like Yveltal is going to be really good, and I'm sure it'll help me do well.
Yeah, and even if you played a lot of Ubers in the Smogon format, I think like Smogon Ubers and draft Ubers is very different.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right.
So like you get experience with the Pokemon individually, but just having that playstyle will not translate exactly over to draft like they do in like regular play. So just having Pokemon, as I said, like Marshadow, which is not typically super used in Ubers, they become like amazingly broken in draft. And having like a core of Marshadow type of Pokemon, something like Hawlucha, for example, that would be something ridiculously stupid in draft, but maybe it's not too viable in like standard Ubers. Alright, now we're moving into some more unprepared questions. So those were like the standard questions that everyone is going to get. So now I'm going to go into some more, some other types of questions which might be fun. So I'm going to start off with this one just to warm you up a bit. So if you could be a Pokemon for one day, which Pokemon would you be and what would you do?
Oh man, this is going to take some time. What Pokemon would I want to be? So you're going to cut this Pokemon I would want to be for a day. I know I like Hippowdon and Hawlucha. Those are like my two like mascots, I guess I should say. Obviously, I'm close to Tapu Koko for what it's done for me. But I guess I would probably be a Hippowdon, only because Hippowdons just sit there. Yes, Hippowdon. Yeah, these things just sit there and sleep and eat, and I feel like that's a very accurate representation of what like everybody here does. So I mean, I love Hippowdon. That's like one of my favorite Pokemon. So yeah, I guess it would make sense.
So you have you have the ability to fly and like visit space and stuff, but you decide to be a hippo on the ground.
hey, you know, that's just what
I
I
mean,
would do,
I mean,
man.
I
You know, I'm sure people are gonna
can't
pick some
argue with that.
interesting
Hippowdons does seem pretty cool. And I mean,
Yeah.
you become like this sand
Yeah.
monster as well, so no one can bother you, because if they get close
Yeah,
to you
man.
and you just, if they're annoying people, you can just blast some sand at them, they will go away.
Absolutely.
That's pretty good. And moving into the next question, which might be quite obvious, which is obviously by your name or your new name. Quite sad that the Rangers actually went away, but maybe they will come back in another league. But if you had to join a evil team in Pokemon, so you have like Team Flare, Team Skull, Team Rocket, which one would you join and why? This could be for like clothes or motives or haircuts. I don't care. Just give me something.
I gotta do the Team Rocket, man. I have to. That's my
Okay,
that's
you
my
gotta do
mascot.
Team Rocket.
Yeah, I gotta do Team Rocket. I've never really been too interested in the evil teams. I really don't care about
Really?
these evil teams. I just
Wow.
play the game to get to the battles, man. I just play it. If it was up to me, I would hand my cartridge over to a buddy and have them beat the game for me, and then give it back to me, gen in all my stuff, and start getting down to town with battles, dude. If it was up to me.
Wow.
I mean, obviously I enjoy the stories for sure. Like, they're cool, I guess. But if
Yeah.
it was up to me, I would just hand it to somebody and just start playing the battles. So, I
Yeah.
mean, Team Rocket, they're cool. Obviously, it's my team mascot, sort of. Not really, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I would do. Team Skull is cool and all, but I'll stick with Team Rocket for sure.
Alright, fair enough. I don't agree. I feel, well, the more you grow up, the less you care about the story and stuff, but I still find,
Yeah.
still find like old generation Pokemon games, especially to me who doesn't know English when you were a kid and now you grow up, you can actually read stuff, which makes it even more better, but I always loved the story. I felt like Generation 6, when you got to travel around in different regions and you actually found out what they were talking about, I thought that was so cool. But you know, to each their own. But we got some new upcoming Pokemon games in the within a few months. I don't think they have announced a date yet.
No.
At least when we're doing the interview. But
Yeah.
we got some upcoming games, Sword and Shield. Pretty much everyone on the internet knows that. But my question to you, Randy, is that the last two like generations, we got new mechanics. We got like Mega Evolutions Generation 6 or Alola forms-ish in Generation 7. So if you had to pick one, which one would you want to see come back in Generation 8? Would it be like new Mega Evolutions, and if you have an example of a Mega Evolution you want to see, you can present that? Or maybe more like Alola forms from the Johto region or something like that. So what do you feel about that?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. I was a big
Yeah.
fan of Alolans for sure. As much as Megas were like changed the game, I mean, not to say Alolans didn't, but as much as I loved, that's a tough choice, you know. Alolan Johto Pokemon would be really cool to see. I couldn't even begin to like decipher what kind of, you know, types and abilities they'd add to something like a freaking Noctowl or something. But I don't know. I feel like I want to say Mega Evolutions only because there's a lot of mediocre Pokemon that I would love to see get better, and even great Pokemon become busted. So that'd be kind of cool to see. Off the top of my head, I guess a Mega, maybe something I'd like to see. I don't have a specific one off the top of my head, but I'd probably still prefer to see Megas over Alolans, as much as I love Alolans. Obviously, people want to say Mega Flygon, but I don't even like Flygon, so he doesn't deserve a Mega to me. You know, I honestly cannot think of a single Mega I would want. If I did, I would say Hippowdon, but you know, that would be a very funky Mega if we got one. So I'm gonna go ahead and not say that.
Yeah, there are a lot of like fan favorites who people want to see megas, like Dragonite, Tropius, Rapidash, Kingdra is another very popular one, which kind of got left out. So maybe one of those, who knows? But you know, Kingdra could get an Alolan form or like a whatever Galar form, I think it's called, something like that. That's another option.
Oh yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah,
I
could
like
be pretty
Kingdra.
cool.
Yeah.
So last question that I actually have prepared for right now would be this might take some time because there are like multiple options, but it might just come quite naturally to you. But If you could add a move as a move tutor in Generation 8, which one would it be? And this can either be for this one Pokemon that doesn't get this one move that you really wanted to have, so you can just add it as a move tutor and let it teach that move. Or it can be like a signature move like Plasma Fist or something that not a lot of Pokemon get. You can just give it as a move tutor move and just spread it out like as many Pokemon as you want.
Oh man, that is a tough one for sure. You know, it's a tough one. Because honestly, I don't really know these movesets off the top of my head. I don't mess around with a lot of moves that Mons don't get already. I know I recently had trouble getting Curse on a Mega Scizor recently. So that's, let me think.
I can look up some signature moves right now. To give you some examples. We got something like Plasma Fist for Aurora, and that would give like so many physical electric types more viability, which would be awesome.
Sure.
We got Spectral Thief for Marshadow, Floor Cannon for Magearna. We have something like, let's see if I can find some broken ones. Hyperspace Fury from Hoopa. We got all these like broken legendary moves, which is kind of overwhelming. Shadow Force, Magma Storm, which would be pretty cool. Rock Wrecker from Rhyperior. Actually, that's on some other bug type Pokemon. Precipice Blades, Origin Pools, Dragon Ascent, Luster Purge. There are a lot of Pokemon that gets these signature moves. Aerial Blast, Sacred Fire is not really signature. Anyone that sticks out to you?
Now that you mention it, I think Plasma Fist would be pretty cool. Assuming stuff like, for example, an Electivire. Obviously, Wild Charge is pretty neat for it, but the recoil is always annoying, and then it gets Motor Drive. So like, if you were to Plasma Fist a normal type and they try to hit you, it just gives you a free speed boost. So that'd be kind of cool. Obviously, it's not completely game changing for it, but giving stuff like, I don't know, like I don't know about Tapu Koko getting Fist. It doesn't really have a Fist, but
no.
Giving electrics, or not even electric types, like anything that can like punch things with Plasma Fist, that'd be kind of cool to get. Especially like on like a Hitmonchan or something. I mean, why can't Hitmonchan get a Fist move, right? That would make sense to get Plasma Fist.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't do much for it, but Iron Fist boosts it. But I mean, the move's cool. I think it's, you know, if it's given access to other Pokemon, that'd be pretty neat via Move Tutor. But Flare Cannon is also pretty interesting as well. The fairies can spam like a Draco-esque move. That'd be pretty fun to use as well. Stuff like I don't know what's a good fairy type. I would say Florges, but Florges is kind of meh.
Florges is kind of meh.
Yeah, it's kind of meh. What's another strong fairy?
Clefable. Life of Clefable. Just come in, Floor Cannon, just switch out. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Going back to Plasma Fist, though, real quick. Imagine like Thundurus with the Plasma Fist.
Yes, that would be pretty neat, actually. Yeah, that would, especially
you can actually run like physical sets now.
That's true. That's another one I forgot to think about. That'd be fun to use for sure.
Alright, but that's pretty much going to wrap up all the questions I had for Mr. RandyHLD Productions. So I want to thank you so much for coming on. I wish you the best of luck in the upcoming main season of the GBA. If there's anything more you want to say, you can just say it now.
Just want to thank all y'all for the support you've shown the past couple of years while in the D-League and then doing other endeavors. But we're looking to have a good time. I would say hashtag pursuit, but last time I tried to do that, it kind of ended up as we ended up not making playoffs. So hopefully we can just have a good time, get some good dubs, and the most important thing is to try to make a run and prove to everybody that I belong here. Hopefully I can come back for next season, but ultimately it's just take it one game at a time. And thanks for having me on.
All right. That's gonna be it from me. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll see all of you for the next coach interview. My God, I cannot speak anymore. Goodbye.